Today's topic is...
how to get your army ready for the tabletop.
planning and implementation.
Boring. The Teikoku Diaries Part 2.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Waypan. I'm Cal.
I'm Sunny, so now let's talk about the painting.
Sure. So, we know if we want to get this army finished before the official Cathay release, it had to be tabletop standard. That meant speed, not perfection. Perfection is the enemy of the good, or of the done.
Yeah, they're not here for pith, they're here for painting. We were chasing readability, not stylistic flex, so anything that could give us speed was in.
We started with the Date clan colours, black, purple, and gold. So I had an idea. What if we made it feel magical, like an elite infantry, but without the layers of highlighting? So we used SMS Black Hole, a colour shift paint that goes from dark blue to dark purple, and supposedly there's orange in it, but...
It doesn't really show up.
Yeah, so we sprayed SMS Jet Black and then gloss varnish on top.
However, that coat of gloss wouldn't last long as it wasn't giving vastly superior results to it. So we just used the SMS Jet Black. When you're working with color shifts, the glossier the better. That let us skip shading and highlighting entirely. The effect paint did all the work.
That gave us a base, however we had to figure out how to do the rest of the monitor. Sunny and I started out with 2 templates. Each of us tried to come up with our own version to follow.
Cal went a bit further. He added leather straps and all sorts of little details to his template guy, but I tried to keep it as minimal as possible. I only painted the socks, the inner shirt, the face, the hands, and the pants. Everything else I left with the color shift paint. But as I was working on mine, I ran into a problem. I couldn't figure out where to put the gold. Then I noticed the little stitches on the armor and thought, hey, those could be gold. That gave it just the right touch. So we let our members vote, and while Cal's one looked great, very characterful.
Thank you very much, yes.
They felt mine looked more like a standard soldier, more uniformed, so we went with mine. And honestly, that worked out better too, because it meant a lot less work to do.
So this became the formula. Base coat the skin, the hands, the face, the socks, the sandals, and the inner clothes with, well, we were using Xandri dust, but essentially a bone color. Keep it minimal, drop the black undercoat, and just start with the Xandri dust for the clothes section, the hands, everything. So for the faces, I zenithal primed them, use Gilliman Flesh contrast, and then lay it up.
I stuck to basic layering. Triangle highlights, forehead, cheekbone, chin. Learned that trick from Ninjon. Eyes, just pin wash the sockets, done.
I ended up doing eyes. We agreed that the heads could be character level, but everything else was tabletop. Get the most bang for your buck with your paint time.
Only thing we pushed harder on was the swords, that and the banners.
For the banners, we used a mix of Max Darth by Green Stuff World mixed with Abaddon Black to avoid chipping, and then hand-painted a simplified Date clan model, 3 bars in a circle. While the freehand remained, we got rid of the idea of using this mixed black because while it was fine, it wasn't fast. It was faster for me to just spray it black with the airbrush and then give it a quick zenithal highlight.
Same, minimal palette, bone for cloth, no fancy shading, sometimes the sandals were just black. But we even tried the SMS Hyperchrome gold pens. Super punchy, but paintbrush was faster. This was all built on the 3-foot rule, tabletop, not showcase, and that meant letting go of perfectionism, which was hard for me because we were switching between projects, we were doing showcase commissions and then tabletop for ourselves.
But that's how tabletop quality works. You focus on the read, keep it clean, let go of the tiny stuff. Once we got into that mindset, everything moved faster. And if you want to approach painting with this army painter mindset, this is what you should do.
So now we finally get to the section I wanted to talk about. Sunny's 3-foot fury. Speed painting like you've got a deadline and a dragon problem.
Sunny's 3-foot dragon could refer to something else. While impressive, still very lewd.
What? Ew! Wait. That does make... Does that make it yours or is it mine? You know what? I don't even want to think about it, okay? Instead, I have something no one could confuse. Sunny's Shogun speed paint strategy. Strict, stylish, slightly, speedy?
I'll slightly save you, sigh. So maybe you're not building a magical samurai army with color shift paint and a dragon that keeps exploding in the printer. You're building any army, so there's a lot here that you can use.
Because underneath all the Teikoku drama, the real story is about painting efficiently, keeping momentum, and knowing when to let go of perfection.
Let's break it down. Start with a plan.
Before you prime a single model, make a plan. What's your goal? A playable force, a display piece, a deadline-driven event?
Once you know your end goal, build a test model. Don't try and guess how long a process will take. Test it. See how the paint behaves, how the scheme reads, and how long it actually takes to reproduce. Simplify your scheme.
Pick a limited palette. The more colors you add, the more time you add. Stick to high contrast, readable colors. Think 3-foot rule. Does it look good from across the table?
Try effect paints, contrast, or color shift if it helps you skip steps. It's not cheating. It's efficient. Let the materials do some of the work for you. Kiss. Keep it simple, Sonny.
Use a template model to decide what needs to be painted. You don't have to paint everything. Block in the readable parts, skin, cloth, weapons. Skip what won't be seen.
Let go of the idea that every model has to be perfect. Tabletop isn't lazy, it's strategic. A clean, minimal model is better than one that's left half finished. Keep yourself interested.
Pick 1 or 2 features to push harder, like weapons, faces, or banners. Those little pops create focus without bogging you down. Something that you care about, your thing.
For us, that meant doing character level faces, even on the rank and file. But the clothes, Xandri dust, bone, done. Decide where your effort is most visible and concentrate there. Focus on what matters to you. Mindset is everything.
This one's big. Learn to switch gears between projects. Going from showcase painting to tabletop requires you to actively stop caring about small mistakes.
It's hard at first, but it's liberating. The sooner you make peace with good enough, the faster you'll paint and the more you'll actually finish. We always talk about in our reviews matching our feedback to your goals. If someone is painting for tabletop, you're painting for speed.
You're painting an army, not a warband. Don't fool yourself. You're not making it better by going slow. You can always come back to these models if you want, but what you can't do is be proud when you show up with your force half painted, knowing you could have finished.
Don't be afraid of success. Do something great, and it is an achievement in of itself to paint a whole army. So focus on that and nothing else.
Let's close it out. Every army's different, but the principles are the same. Plan ahead, simplify your workflow, and paint with purpose.
Whether you're chasing a deadline or just trying to break the grey plastic curse, work smarter, not just harder.
And if you mess it up, don't worry. Just make it a battle scar. That's how legends are born.
Now get back to your desk. You've got an army to finish. Oh, and we forgot something else.
What's that?
Keep those brushes wet. You know, for the army. Now that we've finished arguing about nothing, it's time for us to tell you how to paint this Teikoku army from Anvil Industries if you want to paint it in our speed paint way.
Remember, painting starts with assembly. Keep your head separate.
Prime your models black and then apply the SMS Jet Black and then the SMS Black Hole. However, if you've got a paint that you want to try instead, use that.
But remember, banners and heads are not sprayed with the effect paint. They're zenithaled instead. Now, use a base coat of Xandri dust to cover up the parts you do want to paint. Now, apply a lighter bone color to highlight the clothes and the socks.
Just throw on snakebite leather for the leather, and then throw on a sepia wash for your rope.
Now apply a black paint for the sandals.
Or use a leather, that's what I had had on my palette.
And then use Black Templar contrast paint for the elbow guard and the banners.
For the swords, we made them fancy, but you could just do them two-tone. Just do Lead Belcher Black, which is black mixed with Lead Belcher, and then put Lead Belcher on the bright side.
Now add gold to the hilt of the sword and the stitches on the armor, and now you're done.
All you have to do is add some character to those faces, and that's your tabletop samurai ready for Marienburg.
We hope you enjoyed this quick guide on how to make them tabletop. And as always,
Keep those brushes wet.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.